Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs, and Happy New Year to all of you guys who are tuning in. Welcome to our New Year's sip to keep Miss City happy. Of course, I do have actual coffee. I will angle it just so that you can see that's actually in there, and we will take a long sip. We're going to be talking about what's been going on for the last week because I have been absolutely gone, and let me tell you, it has been a disastrous end to 2021. We're going to be talking about it, so let's go ahead and dig in. All right, so I haven't made a video since the 27th, which is the longest time that I've actually ever gone without making and uploading a video in almost 2 years now. And it's a little surprising. I think a lot of people were expecting that I was just gone for Christmas or that I was taking a vacation. But the truth of what was actually going on was like a Christmas disaster, the likes of which I have never experienced. And we're still in it right now. The only difference right now is that I do have internet and I'm able to make a video about it. So what happened? Where have I been? What's the real life stuff that's happening right now? Well, well, if you were here for my Christmas stream, we started to have some connection issues, and my connection was coming in and out during the Christmas stream, and most of the time I was able to reconnect and it was fine, but it was kind of off and on, and it was really weird. Like, there were times I was like, oh my god, it says I'm gonna disconnect, and I didn't. But what was also happening simultaneously was that a blizzard was going on outside. Now, it wasn't a blizzard in the sense that, there was like 10 feet of snow. There was maybe about a foot of snow. And the thing that really made it blizzard-like is that we had about 50-mile-per-hour winds. And I live in a place where we get what's called the Fraser Valley wind, in addition to the winds from basically the Puget Sound region. So we just get blasted with wind all the time. And what was going on is that wind, coupled with the cold weather that we were experiencing, actually lowered the temperature to negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if there's all of you guys who follow Celsius and you don't know how low that is, I'll give you some perspective. It's low enough that it hasn't been that cold where I lived in upwards of 60 to 80 years. It shattered all records, and it was something that was really unique to my part of Washington. A lot of the southern Washington, they might have gotten the snow, they might have gotten the cold, but with that wind, we just absolutely got wrecked. And it started with my internet going out. After the Christmas night stream, I woke up early for the news day. Maybe it was the next day because I had taken, I can't remember what I did exactly. But I remembered I wanted to wake up and upload the news video. And I did that, and it was intermittent as it was. I went back to sleep. And when we woke up, our internet was gone. And so we were like, okay, obviously this is probably just because of the windstorm. This happens out here. Comcast had said there was an outage, so we're like, okay, no big deal. Well, simultaneously, within the next couple of hours, we kind of found out that, there was a problem on the other side of the house. Now, the house that I live in is separated into 3 different units, and we're one unit, and then there's 2 other units. And what ended up happening is in one of the other units, a pipe froze and burst. And this pipe was in the attic. We were able to shut off the water, and we had been keeping our taps running, but what had happened in the other house, in a separate house, is that the water had frozen one of the sinks. So now we had at least one line frozen with the sink in this other house. And then in the third house, we had a pipe broken. So our house so far had been just fine, but our water was shut off. So we didn't have internet, we didn't have water. So Giant and I were actually just playing Tales of Arise together, chilling in the house. We were kind of planning on what we were gonna do. It was still snowing, there was still snow outside, so we didn't want to get out and about. And that was kind of the first day. That was like the beginning of all of this. And we still had, by the beginning of the next morning, the repairs on the pipe had gone through. And what basically happened is the water got turned back on. But when the water got turned back on, it stopped flowing. So previously, when we had water flowing, our house was fine. All of a sudden, we have no water flowing. And keep in mind, this is still, negative 10 degrees outside with the wind chill. And so what happened is we were worried our pipes had frozen. And it just became like 2 additional days of like checking our pipes, trying to keep our house warm, trying to make sure, the well house was warm, trying to make sure that, while the other 2 people were at work, their house's pipes weren't blowing up for them. It kept us busy. All the while there was another snowstorm coming in. And so Giant went out, bought a couple games for us to play with the Nintendo Switch. I got Pokemon Diamond. Giant got the new Guardians of the Galaxy game, which is really funny, but super glitchy all at the same time. That was kind of what we were doing. Then came the next day, which was yesterday. And we had known that the internet was coming to be fixed on the 31st. We were having a pretty chill evening. We've kind of fallen in the routine of like manually flushing our toilets and, gathering water. We were taking a bucket bath, literally with like hot water and a rag. And that's how we were doing it. And we were just finishing dinner and I got up to feed the dogs. And, I looked over at one of my dogs. His name's Cocoa Puff. He's a little rat terrier. And he looked like he was in pain. And I'm like, why is he in pain? Why is he not running to get his food? And he comes waddling out, you guys, from around the corner. And he had what they call, and you may want to excuse children in the room that are about to hear this. I will use the medical term and then I will use the non-medical term, but he had parapomorphis, which is essentially his dick was stuck out, and his skin was retracted so far that he had like the glands and the internal skin of his dick hanging from his like you could see it hanging, like touching the ground. And we were both like, holy shit, right? Because it was like, what on earth is going on? Like, I'd never seen this before. We immediately called the emergency vet. The emergency vet was like, yeah, that's kind of an emergency, bring him in, we'll try and stuff it back in, is literally what they told me. And by the time I finished with that phone call, Giant had literally stuffed it back in. Essentially, he had essentially rolled the foreskin back just enough over the glands to basically suck it back in. And this is the thing, I mean, honestly, you guys, look this up if you want to see the pictures, because it might sound like it's like just a little bit, like not like this was like full on like inches, like on the ground dangling for like, it was gnarly. And it was like, holy shit, because we couldn't drive, right? Because it snowed earlier that day. There was a lot more snow. Our car was snowed in. Like, we didn't even know how we were going to get to the vet. Oh, but Giant, being the amazing person that he is, was able to tuck it back in, and it just kind of fixed it and naturally swooped back in, which, holy God, I mean, if you guys go and look at pictures about it, you're going to be like, go to Google image search when your kids aren't around and type parapomorphis in dogs, and oh my God, you're going to be like, how on earth did Giant do that? And then you're immediately going to be like, why did I just Google that? I can't believe Diggs made me do that. Anyway, fast forward to today, where Comcast finally managed to make it out to our house. And basically they had no idea what was wrong with our internet. They had no idea why it wasn't functioning. Come to find out, after about like 3 hours of like the supervisor coming out and them going up the utility pole, the wire, because it was so frozen, the cable, I guess I should say, because it was so cold, had actually snapped in half as it was coming to our house. That's how crazy ass cold it was. And they actually had to put in and run an entirely new cable. And oh my God, like, we got our internet back. We still don't have toilets. We still don't have water right now. I haven't taken a shower in about 5 days now. Yeah, it's been pretty, it's been pretty exciting. The one great thing though about this is, like, Giant and I have been able to spend a lot of time together. We've been playing a lot of games. We played Tales of Arise. We played, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm at the final boss of Tales of Arise, which I had shared in my Christmas sip was a goal of mine to accomplish. So that happened. I had failed to log in so much for WoTV, right? Because our internet was gone, that I actually lost guild leader status in our guild. I literally had guild leader taken away from me, and given to Where's My Pants, who is one of my sub leaders who has been around for a very long time. So it's been a crazy couple of days. And to top it all off, because I'm doing this New Year's Eve night before my New Year's Eve stream, we just found out that Betty White died. Like, literally, like, way to go 2021. Like, you are going out with a bang right now, and you are just trying to take the best of us with you. So hopefully, as soon as 2022 starts, our water gets going, and hopefully we'll be able to flush a toilet. But I'm back now. I'm gonna be making videos, and I suppose I should probably start working on Ice Select Quest right now. So anyway, let me know how you guys have been down in the comments down below. Welcome to 2022, and hopefully it's not going to be as bad as 2021. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.